Rainy storm out here in Florida tonight. I'm no meteorologist, but damn, it is windy and raining cats and dogs out there. All right, I say it's a good time to start recording and talk. And, my plan normally is to do these Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but Wednesday didn't happen. I was going to do it last night, but didn't happen. Life gets in the way. But, we're going to do it now. I got a couple of good topics that went on during the week. Some controversial more than others, some, but we'll see. Gonna get up some articles. Get that bad boy out the way. All right, I say we're ready to go. I got the two articles that I want to talk about. Actually, let me get one more. Here we go. Wee-ma-wacka, wee-ma-wacka, wee-ma-wacka. What's up, Papa? How we doing? All right, same. All right, we're gonna get recording now. Get this staying still. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2. And welcome to the podcast, everybody. This week is the week of November 5th, the end of November 5th, the first week of November. And we are going to be talking about some current events that have happened within the last week. Some controversial, but some that have, some dire consequences and stuff. And, we'll go from there. I'm going to try to keep it as sane as possible, and we'll go from there. All right. So the first order of business that I want to talk about that was going on in the world this week was actually, this is in the sports world, but it's extremely, extremely depressing. Henry Ruggs III, who is a wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders, got himself in trouble in Vegas around 3:40 a.m. Actually, no, not 3:40 a.m. So about 3:20, 3:40 a.m. He had crashed his Corvette into the back of a Toyota RAV4. And in that Toyota RAV4 was a woman and her dog. So depressing all around, unfortunately. Rest in peace to the girl and her puppy, of course, because that's just. But what's worse is the speeds that Henry Ruggs was going. Henry Ruggs was apparently going 156 miles an hour. He was going, and I believe he hit the car at 127 miles an hour. His blood alcohol level was 0.161, more than 2 times the legal limit of 0.8. He also had a gun. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, really, but I mean, most athletes these days, they carry that for protection because you just never know in this world, especially this world nowadays where people hide behind the screen and whatnot. And so when the cops got there, it looks like he showed signs of impairment at the scene when they interrogated him. They checked him out in the local hospital, and he was arrested and booked on charges of DUI and reckless driving. He was in court this week, his first one. He was in a neck brace and in a wheelchair, and you can totally tell his face is all screwed up from it. And it was not a good scene. The Raiders released him almost immediately, it seemed, and the judge gave him a $150,000 bond. And yeah, just first off, why did people do this? Why have people ever done it? I mean, you kind of just, I know when you're drinking, your sense isn't all there. All your, your brain cells, I guess, aren't fully there. But in this day and age, we got Uber, we got Lyft. I mean, you're an athlete too. I'm sure the NFL gives you service to where you're out and you obviously are impaired to drive. You can't do it. They will do it. I mean, these guys are worth millions of dollars. It's, they. I don't know if it's an athlete thing or if it's just kind of like a person, like just an everyday person. They just think their shit don't stink and nothing bad will ever happen to them. But, there's consequences to your dumb actions. And unfortunately, Henry Ruggs, did not intentionally mean to kill this woman and her dog. But he has to live with the guilt now. And unfortunately, it looks like his pro career was over when it just started, basically. He was drafted last year by the Vegas Raiders. Him and let me look at this 2020 NFL draft because he was good with a couple of other guys because the Alabama Crimson Tide, they just put out players left and right. So I believe he was the first wide receiver taken at 12 by the Vegas Raiders. He had an okay rookie season. Well, Jerry Jeudy was the other one. Okay, he went 3 picks later. But Henry Ruggs' stats coming into this season. Last year, he started 13 games. Not great stats by any of the imagination. 26 receptions, 452 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This year, though, he was definitely on the rise. 24 receptions, 469 yards, and 2 touchdowns in 7 games. But it's a shame. When will we ever learn about the dangers of drunk driving under of any influence, really? You're 22 years old and now your life is just practically over. Like, you worked your ass off to get to the point where you were, and then one little mistake just did it. I mean, I want to feel for him. If it were one thing where he just got it, arrested and everything like that, but there's unfortunately a dead woman involved and her puppy, especially now that we live in a world where the death of a dog is a little more tragic. And but the girl didn't deserve to die either. No, it's a tragedy all around, and rest in peace to her. Obviously, We'll see as the time goes on if he will get a lengthy sentence or if he'll just. My guess is he probably will. They probably won't throw the book at him, or they'll throw the book at him and just. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Last I saw in the one of the articles I read was he. I think he faces up to a year, maybe 20. It was all over. It was. There's just nothing to say about it. It's just. Oh, and here's another article about it. Hit with 5 charges. Hit with 5 charges, 4 of them felonies. DUI resulting in death, DUI resulting in substantial bodily harm, the injuries to his girlfriend, who was the passenger in his vehicle, and 2 reckless driving charges, all felonies. Also hit Friday with a misdemeanor charge of possessing a gun under the influence of alcohol. If convicted, okay, here we go. Now I'm going to go back to it. If convicted on all counts, prosecutors say Ruggs is facing up to 46 years in prison. Mistake, a mistake just gone wrong, unfortunately. And, prayers to her family and, prayers to his family. Hopefully, there's no happy ending to this, unfortunately. So you just got to see. Now on to another thing that's been kind of making the rounds in the sports world, keeping it at sports right now. Aaron Rodgers was ruled out for this Sunday's game against the Kansas City Chiefs, I was looking forward to actually watching that game. But he tested positive for COVID. And the big thing is apparently he wasn't vaccinated. And, in this day and age, God forbid, I mean, I can just go on and on about my opinion with it. No one really wants to hear it, but I just think it's a choice. Everyone has the choice to do what they want with their body. And I'll respect anyone's decision. I'm vaccinated personally, but I just think it's your choice. If you have your reasons and they're valid and not just, I just don't want to do it. I mean, some people have done the research. It's been out long enough to where people could do their research and, go from there. But Aaron Rodgers, going back to Aaron, was ruled out. So he is not vaccinated. And in the NFL, the rule is that he has a 10-day minimum. I got me on my laptop. 10-day minimum of quarantine that'll keep him out for the Sunday's game, like I said. And then he went on the Pat McAfee show for 46 minutes. He said that he was allergic to 2 of the 3 approved, to an ingredient in 2 of the 3 approved vaccines, sorry. Moderna and Pfizer. He confirmed that he underwent a treatment designed to raise his immunity and appealed to the NFL that he could be considered vaccinated, but he lost that appeal. This was a quote from Rodgers on the show. I believe strongly in bodily autonomy and the ability to make choices for your body, not to have to acquiesce to some woke culture or crazed groups of individuals who say you have to do something. Rodgers said during a lengthy rebuttal to what he suggested was misinformation reported over the past several days. Health is not a one-size-fits-all for everybody, and for me, it involved a lot of study in the offseason. When asked in August whether he was vaccinated, Rodgers said, yeah, I've been immunized. So I guess what people's problem in the sports media world, because, got to make nothing into something. I mean, I remember a day, pandemic, we were all scared in the beginning, but now it's like we know enough to kind of make our own choices and go forward from there. But the thing that I'm getting out of this is people are pissed that he lied and said that he was vaccinated and everything like that. I mean, the guy, as talented as he is, he's not the smartest. He's not the smartest bulb. So I think he does like to kind of push the buttons too. But, and especially in this time where we're all at odds, especially when it comes to this stuff, it's not good. And then, so he was accused of lying. And he said here on the show as well, first of all, I didn't lie in the initial press conference. Rodgers said Friday during that time, it was a witch hunt that was going on across the league where everybody in the media was so concerned about who was vaccinated and who wasn't and what that meant and who was being selfish and who would talk about it, what it meant, if they said that it's a personal decision and they shouldn't have to disclose their own medical information. I am with him. I'm going to say that right now. I'm with him. I mean, HIPAA laws, whatever happened to the HIPAA laws and stuff like that. So it's a shame that we've come to this. I just want us to all get along, but now Rodgers is, just getting crap for this. This article's from ESPN. Just want to give credit for there. It was written by Rob Domofsky, staff writer over there. And then another quote here from Aaron was, and at the time, my plan was to say that I've been immunized. It wasn't some sort of ruse or lie. It was the truth, and I'll get into the whole immunization in a second. But had there been a follow-up to my statement that I've been immunized, I would have responded with this. I would have said, look, I'm not some sort of anti-vax flat earther. I am somebody who's a critical thinker. I mean, he's going far and far in between to kind of just explain his thing where, I guess, you have to be articulate in your decisions nowadays. So poor Aaron, the thing that I got out of it, and might sound a little ignorant, I was a little more pissed that I can't start him in fantasy this weekend. He's one of my quarterbacks. I was looking forward to kind of maybe starting him against a pretty bad Chiefs defense that my Giants couldn't even beat. But you know what? It's just, we're all taking, like me too. I had COVID. I had COVID last month, and it sucked. But thank the good Lord that I was vaccinated, because I think it could have been worse for me. But I think I'm in fairly decent health. But that's besides the point. To me, you have every choice to make your own decisions. Do the research, feel what you think is better or best for you. And people are just being made out to be devils, saints, whatever you want to call it. And it's the media, again, I've talked about the media so much to a point where it's nauseating that I always bring it up. And I feel like it needs to be another topic to where that's never brought up. But they just want to divide us, man. It is so fucking obvious. They want to divide us. Whatever happened to agree to disagree, it really is true. It's a shame. I don't like the world. My future kids, whenever that happens, God hope soon. I worry. I worry what world they're going to come up in. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, but it's just kind of like, I don't know what happened to that. But I want to get off of that, and it's another serious topic here. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of joking to go around on this one. I'm glad to be back, though. I'm glad to be back to talking to you guys and giving my opinions on everything and just talking about things. But Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy was named in a report that he has a couple of sexual allegations on him, which is not good, especially now since we have been in the Me Too movement for a while, where it's kind of a conflicting thing now because you want to believe everybody, and I, for the most part, do try to believe everybody. But then there's also the people who are just out for the cloud and for the 15 minutes of fame and for the just the defamation of somebody. But trying to get a good article here to talk about it. Yeah, Barstool's Dave Portnoy denies non-consensual rough sex in hit piece. Admit he's scared of
Amazon
cancel culture.
employees earn at least $15 an hour, but $15 is just the start. That's why we pay more where the cost of living.
Yeah, because this cancel culture is deadly, man. Twitter is the worst thing to happen to this world, in my opinion. Twitter and Facebook. Yeah, I mean, I'm a hypocrite because I have both. But it's like whenever you kind of want to be up to date with, what's going on in people's lives. You want people to know what your lives are about. You want to find out pop culture things, sports. That's kind of what I go on Twitter for and to promote my page now. But you can get so sucked into this and it's so bad. You really can get so sucked into it. But back to Dave. He denied any wrongdoing, but admit he's scared of the cancel culture after Insider published a lengthy feature accusing the media mogul of having rough sex with women who regretted it afterwards. I've never done anything weird with a girl, ever. Never anything remotely not consensual, said in a video he posted on his social media. Cancel culture has been coming to me for decades. This is just the next iteration. The woke cancel culture wants to cancel me. I'm scared now. Insider's article, I was literally screaming in pain. Young women said they met Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy for sex, and it turned violent and humiliating, including details of a woman's claim that her rape fantasy turned into a traumatic experience once she met Portnoy. Now, this kind of goes back to the Trevor Bauer situation where the rough sex thing happened, and now he is getting in trouble and has the lawsuit on him where he was basically forced to miss the rest of the season because of it. The MLB just kept putting him on administrative leave. And then he eventually just missed the rest of the season. And I believe he's still on administrative leave. But when you're a big figure in the public eye, man, you got to watch out for this. I don't know why. I mean, I'm just a normal person, so I would never know. I've been with my girlfriend for 7 years, and it's been great. But you got to respect women too. But if the women are, there's boundaries. There's boundaries you got to set. And as a person of this high stature, because Portnoy is known, I love Barstool personally. You can call me for what I am. If I'd like Barstool, I find it entertaining. I find a lot of the people there on there very good. A lot of them, their podcasts have inspired me to do my own. But again, you got to know, you got to read the room, man. It's not looking good. And whether it's a hit piece, as you labeled it, it could possibly be the case. Who knows? But you got to know what's out there. Anyone could be coming after you. You never know. You just never know. So, I don't know. And then reading more of the article here. Insider spoke with more than 24 people with direct experience with Portnoy and Barstool, including 8 current or former employees. Some women as young as 19 who had no professional connection to Portnoy were counted having sexually explicit online exchanges with him. 3 of these women said they had sex with Portnoy, who's now 44, and now that the encounters turned into frightening and humiliating experience that had taken a toll on their mental health. Insider's Julia Black who wrote the article. Just, I don't know, to me, this is just, you should know, you should read the fucking room, dude. And I fucked with you, it's just, I don't know. And you don't know what to believe in the media. Back to the media again. You don't know what to believe. You want a fair, honest story, but where are you getting a fair, honest story anymore? I mean, it's usually just one side sometimes, and you want to hear both sides. So I'm always willing to hear both sides before I ever come to any choice of what I'm making, But he goes on length on his Twitter at Sul Presidente on Twitter. If you wanted to watch the videos, there's 2 parts. One, I believe, is almost 10 minutes long. And then part 2, a couple minutes long too. But, you just go on Twitter. Obviously, it's blame game, but, that's the thing. You don't know. There's 3 sides to every story. Their side, the other side, and the truth. And hopefully that comes out, and I hope these women are okay. If something really did happen, I'm sorry. And then I would have to definitely look back and think, why did I like this guy? And just go forward. That's all you can do. You can admit your mistakes, and right now, just wait until everything comes out. Wait until maybe there's a criminal case, something like that. But it's a shame that the world we're living in, and you want to hear good stories every once in a while. You hear the good stories, but man, is life just full of really bad shit, especially lately. It's a shame. All right, well, I'm gonna give this one a rest this week. There was enough depressing stories. The 3 that I already talked about. That's enough, I think. Shout out to my boy Jesse, who, if you see it on the live stream, I'm wearing one of his hoodies, and I promoted it on my social media for the last couple days since this came in. His artwork, I think, is very abstract. It's very dope. It's very good. Give him a follow on his Instagram at art_of_driftwood. I will put it also in the bio of the podcast when I put it up. But I just think this is so abstract, man. Look at his shop too. He just put up some new things. So just give him a shout out, give him a look. Guarantee if you like the abstract art like I do, and just to support a friend, support, independent business and independent artists, anything like that is good. So just wanted to give a quick shout out to him. Thank you guys for listening. That is current events week number 1. Hopefully, as we go forward, there'll be happier stories. I mean, we're coming close to the holidays, so that is definitely something that you can think of that will be good. So you might hear good stories. Maybe no Amazon porch pirates and stuff like that, but some nice little Christmas miracle stories and stuff maybe as we go through out the next month or so. So y'all have a good night. Keep on listening, and we are good from here.